This is Act and Analyze with Maggie and Tyler. We are two best friends.
I'm an actress.
And I'm a therapist.
In Act and Analyze, you will hear us discuss all things within media in our daily lives, while relating it to our lovely guests.
We want to have fun, but also learn along the way.
Everywhere around us is media. We just want to know, what type of media helps you, or infuriates you, or makes you feel good?
We want to grow with you, and leave you all feeling better than how we found you.
Welcome to Act and Analyze. Hey everyone. I'm Maggie.
I'm Tyler.
And this is Act and Analyze.
Yeah.
We have been friends for literally over a decade.
Yeah.
And we're here to talk about media and talk about how it relates to mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just really excited to just do something together that is about empathy and shit we like to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tyler, do you want to tell the folks out there about your job and your career and what you do?
Yeah. So I am a licensed therapist, LAC, a licensed associate counselor.
Come on, you better work.
So I have my master's in clinical mental health counseling. I do individual therapy, couples therapy, group therapy, family therapy, all types of therapy. I have a passion for mental health advocacy. I like working with women and focusing on empowerment, like working with intimacy concerns. And I'm just super passionate about.
You help out a lot of people.
I do.
Basically.
I do. I am a healer and a helper.
Yes. A soul healer.
Yeah.
You always help me as a friend, so I can't even imagine like what the people you help in therapy. And everyone should be in therapy.
I agree. Therapists need therapists.
Mm-hmm.
Actors need therapists.
Yeah, 100%. That was like the first thing that they said to us in our training is like, go get yourself a therapist.
So on that note, Maggie, who are you?
Yes.
What do you do?
Yes. I'm a creative brain. I'm an actor. I also just love art in general. It's just like I'm passionate about all facets of art, and like I love movies, I love shows, I love everything. I got my BFA from Montclair State. Fly, Red Hawks, fly. Graduate. I went there, graduated in the pandemic, which was really, really hard. I would say like the arts community took a really hard hit from COVID, as did everyone, but it was really rough. There was I was really grateful to be able to live at home and, walk dogs and just be in my creative mindset for like a couple of years and just work as a nanny and write and try and self-create. I was really grateful for those opportunities. But overall, it was a really dull, bleak time for auditioning specifically, and like just getting out there and showing your face in front of casting directors. It was just near impossible for someone starting out in the field. So I just feel really grateful to be starting this with you, because it's just what I learned from school was so much of, just listening to others, leading with empathy, and just also doing the damn thing and like doing what you want to be doing. And I am now at a point in my career where I'm floating around and trying new things. I took an improv class last a little less than a year ago, and loved that. It was so fun. UCB, it was like a really great time. I really want to take 201. And then I also I'm writing stand up. I'm like not ready to go up yet, but like I hopefully will get there eventually. I know I will. Yeah. I like have it written in my calendar of like my deadline, which is in 2 weeks. So yeah, hopefully that will pan out. And I've just been like back in the audition game, which has been really, really fun and really exciting. And I'm trying to have more of a positive outlook on it as like, this is an opportunity to have fun, to perform. And I do also think like my gigs on the side have helped with that. I work as a personal assistant to an amazing therapist who I love, which, you know, we're connected in that way. I feel I adore working for her. And I also I work at a yoga studio with those gigs, and having them there has been really great. And I also, during all of that time, moved to New York. I moved out of like my home, which was like so I'm just happy to be in like New York City of all cities, and just like living and breathing in here. And I just feel really grateful for that the opportunity to be here. And and we film in our apartment, in my apartment, in my apartment, which is amazing. So I love it.
I'm so excited too, and just so proud of you that you're doing the damn thing and that we're doing it together.
Yes.
And that we're in New York City together.
Yes.
Podcast. Maggie and I are shore girls. Grew up at the Jersey Shore.
Yes.
I'm still there now, but I'm definitely looking to see a new place very soon. But yeah, that's where we all started.
Maybe New York. I don't know.
That's where our friendship started.
Yeah.
We're beach girls.
In middle school, in a home ec class with a teacher that was very, very interesting.
Shout out Miss Carey.
Shout out Miss Carey. We sat in the very back together, the two of us.
Yep.
And because we both have M last names, so she did it by alphabetical order. She's very old school. And Tyler came in with her fluffy boots.
Yeah, I wanted to be Snooki. I don't know what's going on.
We were from the shore. We were just inspired.
I was inspired.
There were girls coming in all the time with pickle juice to drink on the reg, like in their lunch boxes.
Yeah.
Like that is, I think, the most, like, when I tell people like I'm from the shore, they're like, oh, well, it's like the Jersey Shore, like the Jersey Shore show, whatever. And I'm like, kind of, in a lot of ways, yes. In a lot of ways, no.
Yes.
One thing that I would say is the most unhinged thing is like when that show came out, we were in like 7th grade, and it took everyone by storm. And
the way I was inspired by them to just like underage drink is like is the real tea. Most people are like, no, it's nothing like the show. It's not. They're so offended. I'm like, but yeah, no, it actually kind of is. Like
no, it actually, there's a lot of points. Like there were literally, I bet you don't talk to someone from the Midwest and they're like, oh, like did you bring pickle juice like containers to drink? Because you were so inspired by Snooki. Meanwhile, like me now knowing that that's like the ultimate hangover cure, I'm like, we were ahead of the game.
She's a pioneer.
She was a pioneer. Snooki was a pioneer.
So I would say that being a creative, being an actor is so aligned with my career as a therapist. Like I feel like people really turn to art and turn to creativity for healing, and just like people turn to therapists or counselors to help guide them with healing, so much about the interventions that we provide our clients is based in art, is based in being creative, is based in movement. So how do you feel that your career relates to my career?
Yeah, I feel like that's such a like good question, because I feel like we've always been connected on so many different levels. Like just growing up as kids, we were like just very sensitive.
Empathetic.
kids. Going back to like, we were from like the Jersey Shore, there was like very much a hyper toxic masculinity like standpoint in those towns specifically. You and I like have always like aligned on our views, and like, but specifically when you started to go to school for counseling, I feel like we started to connect on a different level just because of what I went through in school and what you were experiencing in school too. Like, so much of what I learned is how so many parts of your body are connected to emotions or trauma, or just, you know, or hiding emotions or hiding trauma. Like, that shit has to go somewhere, and get it out is very, there are some people that don't work on that their whole entire lives and then they realize that, oh, like, well, this is why I'm like hurting so much. Or like art therapy. Think about like how much that has helped me in so many ways. Is just going home and like drawing or painting out how I feel is so therapeutic to me in so many different ways. We talk about as actors how we're this vessel for a character, and to be vulnerable like that is something that you have to be so open and sure of yourself as a person to be able to, you know, perform in these roles, which is really hard. Like, so much of acting is making sure you're taking care of yourself while also taking care of your scene partners, while also taking care of the cast. I love how integral therapists have become also on sets and in theater in general. They've, you know, kind of like combined forces, because there's so much that are the same, and you know, we have to be able to understand a character to play that character and empathize with that character.
Yeah, I think that it's so interesting, like you talking about guiding along with your scene partner. Like, it reminds me of like, we're guides for our clients as well. It's like we're a vessel for them, we're a mirror for them. And that point of like knowing yourself, I think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where the point is to reach self-actualization, which is like you need self-actualization to like be an actor. But then I think about the lack of funding and the lack of pay that goes into getting there.
Yes.
Where it's like you can't reach self-actualization if you don't have food, shelter, safety, and all of those things that leads you to self-actualization. So it's so interesting to me how even like actors who are struggling are still able to like be at that point and stay there, and like you have to know yourself so well to be an actor.
And that's why we go to therapy.
Exactly. I'm sure you experience compassion fatigue because you have to show up so much, and like also debriefing after like being on set or being in a show, of like coming back into your body. Like how do you feel you do that?
Yeah, I was just working on Macbeth at Montclair, and I was the projection designer for it, so I was doing like a lot of like video editing for it. But I mean, just like watching it during Tech Week every single day, I'm like, that Tyler keeps playing with her mic.
I hope it's okay. I'm not used to this.
Tyler's not used to this life.
I'm not.
This life chose her.
It did choose me. And I will be good with it soon.
Yeah, I feel like in like when I was working on Macbeth, like, my gosh, like that show is so dark and so like graphic and vulgar, and it's just like, oh my god. And seeing those actors, I mean, they did an absolutely amazing job. That's why I went home the way I was feeling each night. But like, there was this way of like kind of like, okay, like how do I decompress from that? Like, I put on like a really funny podcast, or like watching a show, or something that like I've really have taken with me since going to therapy is like, do at least one thing for you, and only you, every single day. I'm like prioritizing like how I feel every day, and like I'm like, okay, this time is for me. Whether it be I'm gonna sit and have my breakfast with just like watch one show, or like at the end of the day, I'm really, really tired. I'm gonna like lay in child's pose for like 10 minutes and just do that. Or I'm gonna like cook this really, really amazing meal for myself. Or I'm gonna sit back and like smoke a J and paint. So much of our society, specifically in America, is like go, 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 like work, 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 grind, 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 like you're on. And even as actors, we're like that. I have now like just found this really new like appreciation for like self-love and self-care, and like I think that's what's going to sustain you in the arts world. That's what's going to sustain you. I don't know if you feel like this in the mental health like world, but I
absolutely, because if we're not showing up for ourselves and taking care of ourselves, then we cannot show up for our clients. Like we'll end up like doing harm, which is like the number one rule, like just don't cause harm. And if we're like not taking care of ourselves and basically like harming ourselves by not taking care of ourselves, then ultimately it's gonna show up in the therapeutic setting as well. So yeah, it's definitely so important for us to take time for ourselves. I think that like ethically, I can't show up as a therapist for anyone else besides, you know, my clients. Which like I think about, that's like at my core, of course, because that's ethical stuff. But I've always been very empathetic and loved being that quote unquote therapist for my friends and people in my life. My whole life I've been that person, which I think is a relatable experience to a lot of people in my field. Is like people are like, oh, what made you become a therapist? And the answer is always like, oh, well, I've always been like the therapist friend, or I've always like
you really have.
Yeah, which is like a very relatable experience for people in my field. So now, even with this podcast, Act and Analyze, I'm going to be analyzing a lot of topics, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be analyzing our guests or analyzing you or whatever, because that would be exhausting if I was doing that. But like analyzing, I'm able to always be empathetic and healing and putting out that energy to the world and to the people around me. But I just have to be careful of like, I'm not diagnosing, or I'm not like my therapist hat's on, and just Tyler at her core is empathetic and kind and active listener and everything, where it's just like a different light I turn on and turn off when I leave the therapeutic setting.
Yeah. You're also like literally like trained, you know, at this point too, to, you know, so it's I feel like that's also kind of made it easier to be like, I'm like a trained professional. Like I have this side of myself, and then I have this like off button where like I can be a really good friend to you, but I am not going to go to the places that like I have to go to when I'm at work, you know?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And that's why you need a master's degree to be a therapist, and you can't just do it right out of, I couldn't imagine just doing it right out of undergrad.
I said this in I said this in an interview today. I'm a lifelong learner.
Yes.
I'm a lifelong learner. Vibes.
And that's also why we want to start the podcast.
Yes.
We want to just keep learning and meeting new people and learning about people.
Yes. Yeah. I'm really, really excited for all of our guests. I'm really, really excited to just like,
so we're just really curious.
I just want to know their tea. Like, I want to know what it's like for you every day. I want to know, give me the day to day. Give me like, you know, that's why I think I would have such a hard time in the corporate world. Cause I'm like, are we really doing like the same thing again? Like, come on. Like, I mean, I would be like the personality hire. I've been seeing that on TikTok, like where it's like, so where'd you grow up? So like, tell me about your childhood.
Yes.
So
it would bring such a flair to corporate life if you were.
I would do a lot of like, would you rather? I would do a lot of this or that. Peanut butter or jelly. I would do a fuck, marry, kill a lot in the office. Probably get in trouble for that.
You're like fuck, marry, kill, the stapler,
yes,
the mouse pad, or the fax machine.
Yes.
Oh my God. That'd
Yeah.
be so good.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I could not do that lifestyle. I love just never knowing what is going to come my way. I work admin at a private practice, and I never know what I'm going to get even doing that. I'm program director, and I just never know what I'm going to log into.
Yeah. Exciting.
It's exciting.
It's fun.
And I just never know what my clients are going to bring either, which just makes it so exciting.
Yeah. I also think there's just so much beauty in people's passions.
Yes.
Like, and that's why we were gonna originally kind of the idea was like comparing like their like people's careers, like our guests' careers to a piece of media, and how like mentally it affects them, how mentally their career affects them, or how it's different or whatever. But like we're like, no, so many people, like their job isn't their life, and that's really like that's amazing too. And like I want to know more about like what they like. So it's more so with our guests, we're trying to figure out like, how is your experience in this world? Like, how is it shown in the media?
Yes.
How is it represented in the media? How is it not represented in the media? What's your favorite media? You got any recs? Even people who say they have nothing to say, I'm like, no, I know you have something to say that's going to interest me.
Also, like, how do you unplug from media too? And
yes.
And how media helps you mentally and emotionally,
yes,
through your day-to-day experience.
Yes. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know how we would have gotten through the pandemic without movies and shows or news. We were so lucky in so many ways in the pandemic because we were able to socialize via Zoom or via like FaceTime or like that really helped so many people mentally, So I think that, yeah, there are a lot of things that media can like kind of help and like, but then there's also like, yeah, there's like that overstimulation of media where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't look at a screen any longer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, that's what we'll be getting into.
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so fun. We're gonna have so many fun people on. It's gonna be a party. We're gonna get deep.
Really deep.
Talk about talk about all things. So I'm really, really excited to just learn more, dive into more people, more, and just start this with you. This has been a long time coming.
I'm just ready for people to hear what we have to say and to hear what our guests have to say, and just putting our passion into light.
Yeah. Exactly. Welcome to Maggie's Media Munchies. This is where I pair some good eats with some good watches. Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you what I've been feeling recently. I just watched the movie Past Lives. I just saw this movie. I've been dying to watch this movie for like, when I tell you literally ever, like directed by Celine Song, starring Greta Lee, she's like beautiful. I had watched this with a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon.
Your fave.
My fave recently. I've been loving it. For anyone who's non-alcoholic, I feel like a great pairing would be with a lot of these like sleepy time bevs that people have been making. I make them a lot too for myself because I'm not the greatest sleeper. The cherry tart juice with like a lime seltzer and like a little bit of like lemon or lime, like a little like spritz of like lemon or lime is fun. Those have been like, that's been really good too if you want to drink it with that. And then I would say like pair it with something like cheesy, like a cheese board. Like like little like slices of manchego.
Maybe some grapes.
Some grapes, some like some like nuts, some like cashews, walnuts, some salami if you eat meat. Tyler doesn't eat meat, which is great.
Yeah, some Trader Joe's of the vegan pep.
Yes, the vegan pep. That would be good. Yeah, and like just like a really nice like cheese board you can make yourself. Because that's the perfect little thing to munch on when you're watching this movie. Like it's definitely a sipper. It's just, it is a classy movie. Like, because honestly, the way it's shot is like, I feel like I saw New York in a different light, like after watching it.
Yeah.
It was really, really a beautiful film. Always for these segments, I'm always going to give you that fancy option. You know, Showtime, she's bougie. She's fancy. Also, just that movie is just like, oh my gosh, she's a classy movie. That movie is classy. Oh, it's just so well shot. And then I'll always give you an option that's like more affordable, that's giving like, you need to just like watch something crazy to like just like escape a little bit. And that for me recently has been Love is Blind.
Oh yeah.
That tea is juicy. Chelsea, Jimmy, all of them. All of them are just, I feel like this season is actually the best season of Love is Blind. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
It's a hot take.
It's a hot take. It's a hot take because you aren't like obsessed with the characters themselves on the show.
No, they're like all villains besides like Amy.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, I know. We haven't seen the most recent ones that have dropped, but like, yeah, I love Amy. Oh my God, I love her. And her man.
He's sweet.
He's sweet. He's cute. He's cute. He's giving golden retriever.
Yes.
Giving golden retriever.
And she's definitely black cat.
Oh my God. Yes. They're so cute.
They're really cute.
Oh my God. They're so cute. And I would like pair those with like just like any type of cheesy potato you want.
Ooh.
Like I'm going to give, you want the nacho tots? Like you can have a nacho tot. You can have cheese fries. You can have pretzels and like a pub cheese dip. Any of those options are really going to do you right when watching the show. Because you need something that you're snacking on that's just like filling up your soul as much as this like show is like just
taking your soul away. It's balance.
It's about balance, babes. You have to end with a sweet treat. Both sides. I would say past lives, you're ending with a nice like little slice of the Tony Chocolonely bar. Even though
shout out,
I love them. I love that chocolate. I'm like a chocolate.
A slice.
I'm a slice.
I like how you said it as a slice. I've never heard chocolate be like slice.
And that's so funny too, because those bars you literally cannot slice. Like they're not a slicing.
I was like, are you still in savory?
Oh my God!
Yes. Going back to the salami.
I like just like slowly slicing my turkey as my dessert. Like no, yeah, definitely like a chunk of a Tony chocolate bar, specifically dark. I feel like that always pairs nice with the cheese board. Well, you could put it on the cheese board.
Yes. So smart.
And then for Love is Blind, definitely like ice cream. Like ice cream sundae. Like I'm talking, I don't know about you, but like I feel like mint chocolate chip.
Not for me.
Mint chocolate chip. What would you be? What would you do?
I was going more like Ben and Jerry's, like
okay, pint. Yeah, we're going pint.
Ben and Jerry's pint, right out of the pint.
Yeah, Ben and Jerry's pint is giving reality TV. So I do like that option a little more. I don't even know if Ben and Jerry's has like a mint option. They have to.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's probably like Minty Moo.
Yeah. Probably like Minty Girl.
My money's on Minty Moo.
Yeah.
My money's on Minty Moo. Yeah, yeah, that would be good. The milk and cookies Ben and Jerry. That would be good. Because they have an on dairy one too.
Yeah. I love fish food. And I love half-baked.
I love fish food. Half-baked, though, is like too... the baked part is too hard for me. Those are my medium munchies. Those are my pairings. So weekly, you're going to get some pairings. You should watch and eat. Like,
and test it out.
Test it out.
Test out the pairings.
Test them out. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I'm good at this. Tell me if I could be a wine connoisseur.
You are.
Yes.
You're a wine, media, foodie connoisseur in my eyes.
Thank you. Join me next week for Maggie's Medium Munchies. Yum, yum, yum.
Okay, this segment's called Tyler's Take Care of Yourself tip, where I give you all a weekly tip to take care of yourself. So, my Tyler Take Care of Yourself tip is to write a letter to yourself and thank yourself and tell yourself how far you've come and how proud of yourself you are. And then after that, write a letter to your bestie and thank them.
Oh my God.
And tell them how far they've come and how proud of them you are. Because I'm feeling proud of myself and thankful for myself that I'm starting this podcast, and I'm just so thankful for my bestie. So give yourself and your bestie some love.
Yes. You literally, I feel like, gave me the confidence to do this podcast, and I wouldn't be able to do it without you. I think it's so hard for individuals like me who like love collaboration to really, I guess, like pull through on things. Like for me personally, just like how I've experienced things, like writing pilots that I've thought of, writing short films that I've thought of. It's like really hard for me to get to that finish line with them because I just don't have like the confidence. But just you and I starting this has given me so much growth and confidence already, because we're here recording it and we scheduled it and we held each other accountable and we did it. We did that. Like that's something I'm just so proud of and so grateful for.
It's just life, but also it's the Aries in us. Like we commit so hard to doing something, and like stereotypically Aries like put all their energy into something, but then like give up like when it's ready to like actually come to fruition.
Yeah.
But we're not succumbing to that stereotype. We're not together. We're holding each other accountable, and
I love it. I'm proud of us. I love that tip. Definitely give yourself some self-love.
Yeah. Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
So this segment is Cravings Corner. What are we craving in this corner?
Yes.
Are we craving a feeling, a moment, a place, a food, a drink? What are we craving?
Yeah.
What are you craving, Maggie?
I'm craving, right now, I'm really, really craving summer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm craving warmth. I'm tired of the hot and the cold right now. Bring me summer, bring me sunshine, I'm craving like I've been swimming a lot, right? Because I was telling you that I was like, I love swimming as a form of exercise. It's one of my faves. But like, it's not satisfying me anymore because like I want to be swimming outside.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, like in these pools, they're like, in the YMCA, they're like dark and dank, and you're like, oh, like it's spooky ooky a little bit, but it's fun. It's so fun. And then, but like recently, because of the cold, I just need sunshine. I just want to be outside. I want to be able to eat outside. Because I love eating outside. I want to be able to like walk and talk in the streets and not be like, oh, like it's cold, let's go inside. I like that's I'm really really craving summer right now. And like like a glizzy.
Ooh,
like a dog.
A glizzy by the pool.
Yeah.
While having conversation outside.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds gorgeous.
I'm not even like a lemonade person, and I would like like I would love like an ice cold lemonade
from the local child lemonade stand.
From the local child lemonade stand for 25 cents. Well, now I think like kids are selling it for like $1.50 now.
I know. They're making more money than us.
Meanwhile, I was like, here. 5 cents for my country crock powder lemonade.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm craving. What are you craving, girly?
I'm craving the feeling of a birthday party.
Yes.
Which I'm so excited we're getting this weekend. We're celebrating our girl Sarah's birthday.
Yes.
And March and April, like Pisces and Aries season is just birthday after birthday after birthday. It's so iconic. And to me, like it's the start of summer at this point.
Yeah.
Like once the March birthdays start rolling in, like I'm like, oh, summer's here.
We're manifesting warmth.
Yeah.
We're manifesting sunshine.
So I'm excited because I'm craving the feeling, and I'm just so pumped to celebrate this weekend. And then a couple weeks, my birthday party, then a week after your birthday, and Michaela and all of our Aries girls, like back at home. Like it's just birthday after birthday. It's just amazing.
Yeah. And I love a birthday. This year's a big year. Tyler and I, the pandemic shutdown happened. Literally the start of Tyler's birthday.
Yeah. A week before my 21st. Of course, I had big plans and they got all ruined, but you know, everyone showed up over Zoom.
Yeah, we did. We had a lot of fun Zoom 21st.
Yeah, we all were just also, like fucked up like on Zoom.
Also, like it's just so funny, like to look back
by yourself
when we're like 50 years old, like and like we had like whatever, like it's like, oh, what did you do for your 21st? It's like we celebrated
laughing a Franzia bag by myself in my bedroom on Zoom.
Yes, exactly. Like,
oh my gosh,
we were having a fun time. Those Zoom parties,
parties got crazy.
They got crazy.
I remember one time, like Dan, like planned out this like karaoke night. Yes. And each person had a karaoke song, and we just all had to sit there and watch the person perform karaoke. And I remember like Dan went hard in his, and then like we like rated it and everything. We would just have to like sit on camera, like all guzzling our drinks down, watching.
It was American Idol
perform their American Idol segment. It was wild.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. I don't even know what was happening to me on Zoom. I wasn't functioning as a person. Like I was genuinely like the Zoom was just so I remember just hurting my brain because I went from being in class in a studio all the time and just being like my brain was just like not accepting the fact that like this was the reality of it. And I was like, why does it hurt so much? Like I'm not a headache girl, I'm not a migraine girl. My heart goes out to all the people that suffer with migraines and headaches, because that is something that like I genuinely like have really been lucky not to have. But like, oh my God, the headaches that I had from Zoom.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's hysterical. I would have sang the longest rendition of I Got You, Babe, and it would have never ended. By Sonny and Cher.
I got you, babe.
I got you, babe.
Over and over.
Over and over again. Until the cows come calling.
And I would be like the only one who was like...
You'd be the only one left. People would have been like leaving the call. That's like where I would have gone.
Yeah.
I do remember sending out
the invitation. But yeah, so anyway, it's a big birthday for us because we're turning 25. We didn't have a 21st.
Frontal lobe.
A frontal lobe is forming. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so we'll keep you all updated.
We will. We will. I'm excited. With that completes our first episode. We did it. We're so excited to see you all next week. We have a really fun, exciting guest.
Yep.
I think everyone's going to be really, really excited about him. He's a New York Times critic pick.
Yep. He is.
Yes.
He's an icon.
He's amazing. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yep.
Yeah.
But thank you all so much for tuning in. We're so excited for you all to be on this journey with us. And we'll be dropping an episode every Tuesday. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. And follow us on Instagram at Act and Analyze Podcast. And TikTok, Act and Analyze Podcast.
Yes. Amazing.
Yeah, we did it.
We'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Bye.